Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning
Hello,
in.
hello.
We appreciate everybody. Right now, you're tuning in with the one and only NFA Jayshawn. And right
Mm-hmm.
now, I got a guest. Tell them who you are, where you from, and what you got going on.
Yeah. My name is Storm EF5, and I hail from a small town called Kutztown, right in between the cities of Reading and good old A-Town.
So, where is that? Is that Pennsylvania?
That is in Pennsylvania. I say about 45 minutes with a heavy foot outside of Philly. Yep.
How's the music scene out there?
It's it's all right. I come from the backwoods for the most part. This town's fairly urban. I'd say it's urban on the cusp of being suburban. And so there's a lot of country music fans out here, which I'm a fan of country music myself. I love all genres of music. But
Yeah.
when I'm going to open mics, it's hit or miss whether or not I'm hitting the crowd. You know what I mean? So I'm about to start embarking on these open mics in Bethlehem, Allentown, Easton, Reading, Wyomissing, Exeter, like the local city area, because these backwoods bars, man, I can get a much better reaction than I have been getting. But yeah, so Pennsylvania, Keystone State,
Yeah, I know they got Hazelton out there. Y'all got a
up
place
north.
out there.
hmm
Y'all got a place. These are just some
We
towns I heard about.
mm,
Like
we got a state
Tamaqua,
university.
something like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tamaqua,
yeah,
Tamaqua, Catasauqua,
yeah.
Hockendaqua.
Yeah. That Tamaqua was a pretty hot little spot out there. I noticed, like
Yeah, those
little
those are
something.
north of us a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
about
So,
20 minutes.
is
Yeah,
there
it's
a music
Kutztown
scene out
University. That's the thing. Kutztown University is an arts. It's an art centered school. They specialize in the arts and secondary elementary education. And so the ratio of women to men is phenomenal. I get older, the girls stay the same age. I, and the music is freshly popping out there. They have a lot of open mics and it's a lot of party going college students. So they're really into the hip hop genre, obviously, and stuff. It's easy to get them hype.
Yeah, yeah, man. I know there's like a lot going on out there. Like I see a lot of rappers coming out of Bethlehem and Allentown,
hmm
Reading.
Yep, yep,
I know there's a lot going on in like Reading. I keep getting like new rappers and singers coming out of there sending me their
yep.
music. Yeah. But
Yeah, we
anyway, shit.
chock full with talent. Yeah,
Yeah,
talent all out the wazoo. Yeah.
we're gonna switch some gears real quick. I want you to know what's going on right now. So Trump talking about he gonna send a lot of these immigrants back, right?
Right.
So the Supreme Court just gave him the green light to do what is called the Enemies Alien Act or the Alien Enemy Act,
That makes
where
sense. Alien enemy. Yeah.
where they're able to send back illegal immigrants that they feel like pose a threat to the United States. But here's the weird thing about the whole entire thing. They're about to send back a basketball player from Duke University who's like 7 feet
Oh,
tall in South
is that what
Sudan.
happened?
Yeah, and he's incredibly talented.
I saw the article from the March Madness. For I don't follow NCAA too close, but during March Madness, I root for people, right? And I just breezed through this quick headline about a player from Duke, and did correct me if I'm wrong, but did it not f up their game? Like
You know
like he
what?
wasn't allowed to play?
I don't know too much about that part, but all I know is that
Yeah,
that's weird that you would send back college students like
that's
that.
crazy.
Like,
So what's your
damn,
question to me, fam?
what do you feel about that?
What do I feel about it? Well, first and foremost, I let people know from the door that I don't give a damn who the president is. Jesus is king. So, like, I look at everything through the lens of my Savior. People ask me, "Oh, so you're a Christian?" No, I'm not a Christian. I am a follower of Jesus Christ. They're not the same thing. And so I look at everything through that lens. And it's blatantly obvious to me that we are in an accelerated path towards the end times. Everything that our creator has told us is going to happen is unfolding according to plan. And so I think that Trump is an instigator catalyst for the shit to hit the fan. I really do. And this illegal alien thing, let's speak on this specifically. So, um, I get the overarching plan that all these evil unelected people have implemented, and one of those would be the invasion of our country from the south and north borders by undocumented people. Now, I need people to know because everyone has their opinion. So nothing that I'm saying is going to insinuate that I have something against illegal aliens because I don't. What I have a problem with is the illegal aliens that come into this country and they rape our citizens, they pillage, they kill, they take over apartment complexes, and they structure organized crime here in our country. The other thing that really irritated me was the lackadaisical use of our justice system on those criminal illegals. I would go rape your daughter and then go to court, and then you would just release me out on the streets again. Man, I got charges right now for growing 4 pot plants, and they talking about locking me up. Get out of here with that. Like, so to me, the solution would be you take all the illegal immigrants, man, and then the second that they're charged with something that goes against your statutes, then you ship them out. Until then, don't worry about them. They're moving, they're making moves, making better lives for themselves. That's the majority of these immigrants, that's all they want. And here's a side piece of a note if you didn't know. The reason they had to leave their country 90% of the time is because the United States of America destabilized their country. So you need to understand these nuances that have built up to this thing before you just read a headline and get extremely outraged over it. Is it enraging? Absolutely. Like a college basketball player, he's obviously spending money in our economy. He's getting an education and he's contributing. So what is the purpose of sending a Sudanese basketball player from college back home? Oh man, that drives me nuts, Jay. And let me tell you, these people at the top, the more and more they promise they're gonna fix it, the more and more they fuck it up, bro. I'm telling you.
And the
That's how I feel
crazy
about it.
part about this whole entire thing is that a lot of the colleges are going to be targeted now. So there's a lot of students that are going there. A lot of these young kids that are going to
Mm-hmm.
college right now.
Mm-hmm.
And, they just, they're coming over here probably like foreign exchange students or something like that
Right.
or whatever. But a lot of these guys now, they're going to be targeted. And who knows what's going to happen after that? Like, are we going to keep
Yep.
sending back all of these, students that are learning here? Like how does
For
that
four
even
years we will.
colleges and the whole economy over there?
Right. So check this out. The reason that this administration is targeting the education system is because the education system is beholden to the Democrats. You know what I mean? They've always been the side partner of the Democrats. All that inclusion policy, DEI. Um, the diversion equity initiation, I think it's called. And so they forced that upon the education system, and that's why all this transgender confusion was most prevalent in the colleges. That's why protests break out mostly in the colleges, because this stuff is all orchestrated. So Trump realizes that. So his genius idea was to tear it all down. Hey, you know how we get rid of it? We just stop educating people. Just send them back to their country and just shut down the colleges. What's it going to do to our economy? In the short term, probably not a whole lot, but in the long term, we're going to be around a whole lot of uneducated, broke people. You know what I mean? And then it's just another cog in the wheel of dumbing down our incredibly special nationality, the Americans. Like it's a methodical abuse and degradation of our population.
And what's also crazy about a lot of this is that, I'm just going to switch it up a little bit, but Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister of Israel, he came to America even though he's wanted by the International Criminal
Twice.
Court. So that is a violation according to the international community, that you're not supposed to be housing a fugitive.
But is it okay for a fugitive to house a fugitive?
I don't know.
Because Trump is a fugitive.
Is he wanted by the ICC as well?
He's
I don't
not
think
wanted by
so.
the ICC. No, because who holds the most sway and power at the ICC? The United States of America. They have direct influence in all of that. The IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Association, that is mostly United States. Most of the governmental overseeing organizations are heavily funded and influenced by the United States of America. You know what I mean? So, yeah,
I mean,
in that
and
lies a
France
problem.
too. France is trying to
The
like is trying to
bunch of
get is
sissies.
trying to make this well, they're trying to make themselves look like big shots right now. Like I don't
They're
know
not.
what
They're
you
not.
I don't know. They are. They are because right
No,
now
they're not
Trump is
big shots. I'm
taking
saying. Yeah.
oh no. I
What's
love
what's Trump
France.
say?
I love France. Don't get me wrong. France is great. I love Paris. I love the people. I don't know about too
The
much of the
people are
food. I
great.
haven't tried it like that.
The
But
wine,
the wine, the
right?
fashion, the
The
models.
women.
uh, I like the modeling aspect of their culture, the fashion
Mm-hmm.
designing aspect because I'm a fashion designer as well. I
Say,
design for models as well. But
okay.
here's the weird thing about the whole entire shit. Uh, Trump wants Greenland, like we know, and France is telling Greenland and Denmark that they finna send boats over there so that they could protect in case of a military invasion from America. So what we
What's
gonna
France
do?
gonna
America versus France and Greenland?
listen? Fuck around and find out. They don't want none of that. But listen,
No,
we
that's a
will.
bad fight. That's a bad. No
It's a
one's
bad
gonna
fight.
win that. No one's
It's
gonna
not. It's
win
not a.
that.
It's not real though. It's not real. These are all. So imagine this, everybody who's listening to this podcast with me and the homie Jay right here. Imagine this scenario, right? So imagine if you had so much patience that you were able to see the big picture, right, Jay? Me and you were able to see the big picture, and we sat down and we were thirsting for power, and we were like, look, if we just arrange the pieces like this. In 20 years, we could accomplish this, and then we'll use this as a false flag to do this and this and this. And that's literally what these I'm going to call them. There's a bunch of names: Zionists, Freemasons, Jesuits. Like, it's just the same name for the same thing, right? These guys are incredibly clever because ultimately their main source of drive comes from Satan, his spirit, right? So Satan is like the most clever being, the entity next to God himself, right? So these things that we are seeing are easy. It's easy to be fooled by them because these things have been thought out to a degree that we can't even comprehend, and that's why, like, most people are blinded to this stuff. Um, France versus the United States, because check it out. This is what the headline would read: France goes to war with the United States to protect Denmark's sovereign country of Greenland. Like, none of that makes sense to me. Like, it would be a real dumb idea for everybody involved to embark on that endeavor. So it's a bunch of chest puffing. Like Emmanuel Macron's, he's always puffing out his chest and whipping out his penis. I swear, because it's like every time I see him, he's saying some stuff that at face value, just don't see being true, and this is one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see it happening either.
Just like
Um,
Trump's threat, just like Trump's threats to take Greenland. It's all empty. It's just all empty stuff.
I mean, listen, Macron ain't no punk though.
Nah, he's not
Macron
a
is
punk.
not a punk. I've seen him
The
smack people in real life. So he's not.
he's
You
gangster.
remember that?
He's gangster. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he smacked people in real life. So nah,
he
he's
smacked
not a
someone and
punk.
drank his wine with his pinky up.
Yo, not for real. Somebody grabbed him or something like that, and he was like, "Yo, get
Yeah,
ball, get up
yeah,
off of me,
as he
yo."
should, as he should. We're the
Yeah,
Secret
got it.
Service. We're my bodyguards. Y'all bunch of bitches. You
Yeah, the
fired,
bodyguard's like, they
all of it.
letting you touch. No,
Right,
man, he's
you're
touching
all fired.
Macron. Like yo,
Someone get me my bulletproof
oh.
vest. Y'all fired.
Yeah, shout
Yeah.
out to
So
Macron. I actually like
yeah,
dude.
shout out
Actually,
to
like
Emmanuel Macron.
yeah, he's quiet, chill out. He's not like
I
some
don't like him.
people. He's
I
not
don't like
like
him.
some people. Look, I'm a type of person.
Yeah,
If you're running a country, you should be a little bit diplomatic. That's all. And I think he's pretty diplomatic. You know?
But no, he's very diplomatic. What I don't
Yeah.
like is I don't like the buddy buddy behavior with the World Economic Forum because they push a whole lot of agendas that are not good for us as a people. They try to implement a level of control that is just absurd. And Emmanuel Macron is one of Klaus Schwab's cronies. So I don't much anybody associated with Klaus Schwab, I automatically write off. I'm not going to waste my time learning about you and what you're doing.
Why don't you go a little bit into that? What is that?
Uh, all right. So the world, for those of you who don't know, and if you don't know, just like with everything that I talk about, I implore you to do the research and fact checking yourself. I never speak on anything I haven't fact checked myself, and there are times that I could be wrong. So I appreciate a acknowledgement when I am wrong, so that I can stop spreading untrue or half truths. So I appreciate that. But the World Economic Forum it's a conglomerate. It's a coalition that
I was
you
more
got a
asking
question?
about that other guy.
Oh, Klaus Schwab. He is the head of the World Economic Forum. He's basically the president. So the way the World Economic Forum acts is like a coalition of all the richest people, athletes, business owners, government officials, all of that. They get together and they buy stock. They are stockholders in the World Economic Forum, right? And Klaus Schwab is at the top. And so what they do is they come together every year at Davos in Switzerland, and they start hashing out agendas and proposals for what they're going to do to initiate a global policy, but implement it through individual sovereign companies or countries, I mean, through individual countries. And they do that because they have a very large a very far-reaching network of people. They actually have this program called Future Global Leaders, where they actually train you. It's official training in being a government official. And so once you go through that training program, you're beholden to the World Economic Forum. And then once you're in the cabinet, Klaus Schwab actually admitted, and he sounds like a bad James Bond villain when he speaks. It's crazy. But he's like, we have people who have penetrated the cabinet in all the countries. And it's true. He's got, who was Justin Trudeau, Canada's last prime minister, was Klaus Schwab's right-hand man. And so what they do is they push these, they push these policies that push us further from the truth and further from the true spirit. So like blurring the lines between gender is one of them, creating division between people. I'll tell you one, COVID was a perfect example of what they're trying to do. Like along with the World Health Organization, which is another, all these global entities are it's just under an umbrella, right? And then you have the World Economic Forum and then the World Health Organization. They're all just tools that are being used to implement the total global control that is needed to usher in the end of times, right? Klaus Schwab, check him out. Bad James Bond villain.
Is that the guy are they related to Charles Schwab Bank in any sense?
You know what? And this is, I don't know the answer to that. And that is a very valid question, Jay. And I'm going to research that as soon as the podcast is done. I'd imagine so. The lineage comes together somewhere.
That was the first brokerage account I ever opened up when I was 18 years old. Charles Schwab account. I remember that was back in 2007.
That's a very good hedge fund company, man.
Well, listen, I appreciate everybody that's been tuning in right now. I appreciate everybody that has subscribed. We got like 100 subscribers and like
let's get some more. Let's get some more for the boy.
Yeah, that was so cool, man. I appreciate
we love y'all.
Hey man, please subscribe, like, comment, share. I'm gonna go ahead and keep bringing my mans on. He's definitely cool. Shout out to Storm EF5.
Hey,
you already know,
love
man.
Y'all.
Hey man, please share this with your baby mamas and your girlfriends out there. You already know.
Share it with your side piece.
We got to go.
Facts.
Peace out.
And that's
Holla.